most common things I hear people say they did not expect about giving birth. Hey guys, I'm Heidi. I'm a birth doula. I mainly attend hospital births. Lots of my clients get epidurals. I like to think that I have a good grasp on like what the typical birth looks like in America. So let's talk about some things that people were not expecting during the experience. Number one, probably is the queefing or the farting, especially when you're pushing or once like baby's starting to move down. Just think of it, if there's like two air-filled passageways right here and the baby's coming out of one of them, they're taking up all of this space. So they're gonna come through here and squeeze all the air out of both this area and the canal that they're coming through as well. And that's gonna make some noises. And you know what? That's totally okay. If it's really like getting to your mind, put on some fun, loud music while you're pushing and pretend it's like a really intense workout. That usually helps you get out of your brain. Next is the smells, kind of along the same line. Obviously there can be some like gross smells during birth just with everything that's coming out of you as the baby moves down, but also just like birth in general has a very distinct smell. It almost smells like that time of the month down there, but like times 10. It's just a little bit more strong. So that's the best way I can explain it, the smell. Third is definitely the breakthrough pain with an epidural. I would say like 8 out of 10 of my clients who get an epidural have some level of breakthrough pain. Now, breakthrough pain can be something that can be resolved with an epidural bolus. Sometimes the amount of medication that they're giving you just isn't covering how intensely your body is contracting once it gets closer to like 8, 9, 10 centimeters of dilation. But also, sometimes the pain is just pressure, and that pressure cannot be taken away with medication. The epidural just typically does not cover that sensation. And when you think about pressure, it's not like, oh, that's a little bit of pressure down there. No, like the pressure of a baby's head coming through a relatively small opening is like equivalent to the pressure of like being crushed. Like being crushed is technically pressure, but it's a pressure that we would consider painful. Lots of times our body kind of registers it as pain, even though it's technically just a sensation of pressure. On top of that, sometimes if babies are kind of like positioned weird in your pelvis, I've had lots of clients have bone on bone pain that can't be resolved with the epidural. So like pain on their sacrum if their baby is turned the wrong way, or if they're having back labor, or like pain on one hip or the other hip if the baby is kind of tilted cattywampus and the contractions are pushing their head against one of those hips. That can also cause some breakthrough pain that can't be resolved with an epidural. So make sure that you have some coping measures, some massage techniques, counter pressure techniques, some breathing techniques to help cope with that pain, even if you're planning on using an epidural for pain relief. Last one I'll cover in this video for number 4 is how hard it is to push out a baby, especially your first baby. I have lots of clients who with their first baby, like they start pushing and they're kind of trying to just like breathe that baby down, push them lightly, and it takes like 30 minutes of that before we're like, no, like this is gonna be the hardest workout of your life. Like this is an intense, difficult experience. Now, it's not like that for everybody. Some people can push a couple times and they have a baby, but usually for your first baby, it's going to take quite a bit of effort, if not hours of effort, to get that baby down under the pubic bone and to get them to start crowning. It just takes a while for the baby's head to mold and your body to shift, since it's doing it for the first time, to get that baby out. Those are the top 4 in a typical hospital birth that I can think of right off the top of my head, but leave a comment with the thing that you weren't expecting during your birth.